Hello and welcome back. I think we said last video, or a couple of videos back, that we should get the black 5 out and possibly the red one. So as you've seen from that opening footage there, we've got the red one out as well. We'll just follow this one around. This is the one from the early 70s. So it's making quite a lovely sound. Those wagons are quite rattly. I know we've seen those in a video just quite recently, but as they were on the railway, it seemed like a good idea just to give them another run. Let's just give that another run round and we'll grab hold of some control. So tender drive. It's a very handled model. It's definitely been enjoyed. The tender top is loose. I don't know whether you've noticed in the footage that it sort of springs up a little bit on one side. And what it really needs is a bit of something sticky on the inside there, just to keep that from happening. Permanently coupled. Lovely plated wheels, flanges on all of the wheels. Let's see if we can have a quick glance at that brake van on the way around there. Yeah, let's see if we can grab hold of some control of this now. See if we can turn the correct way. There we go. Let's just grab the notes and see if we can have a swift look over. So there, sorry, I'm looking the other direction now. This is R.859 black 5, 73 to 75 in this incarnation, a number of other variations of it. I think the valve gear is definitely different on the red version that we're going to have a look at, or the class 5. So we've got the large Hopper Wagons. They're R214, 69 to 72. We've got a sellotape on the inside there. So somebody must have had something, sort of a load in those, perhaps preventing it from falling out, and these two don't. So if you have a look at the insert picture there, you can see the one in the box. And then we've got the NE brake van. This could be R215, or the earlier number of R114. I think the early ones had black plastic wheels, and this one's got silver seals, so this is probably 215. And the variations this made through 73 to 79. So let's just have a swift look at the box. Hang on, let's put the notes down. We'll grab the box. We won't open the box. It's just white polystyrene. It's not terribly nice to look at. So that beautiful silver seal box there with the locomotives from the early range there. Oh, we've got R859 on the end of the box. 460 locomotive. Black 5 class. So not a lot on the end there. I think we have the silver seal sticker on there, and was the other part of it left at the other end? Let's have a look. No, I think the parts which were attached to the box are long gone. You can just sort of see where they were. So let's put that down. Let's encourage the red one out of the station there, and we'll pick up the coaches. If you have a look at the insert picture there, you can see how it showed up in the catalogue. I'll just change over some points here. So we need to switch this one, curved, and that one, I can't remember which. It's not that one. It's the one with the yellow dot on it. Let's go that one. We'll go straight with that one. So we should be on the handheld. So let's pick up the controls wherever I left them. They're all way over here. Not doing very well with this. So we'll grab these. And we'll go for a little power. different sound altogether. It is a different style of motor. So the black one has a slightly different variation, the early variation of the Silver Seal motor in it, a much nicer, more robust. Which way do I want to go with that one? I want to go curved with that one. So we'll go curved with that one and straight with that one, and then we can back up. Let's go over the top of it there. Through the tunnel. And there we've got a short rake of LMS coaches from the early 70s. So let's just bring that out and we'll see the whole train. So this isn't permanently coupled, so it's got that sort of semi-unreliable connection between tender and locomotive. It's not doing too badly, although it has already been sort of part bridged, but not fully permanently bridged between the locomotive and the tender. We'll have a look at that in a moment. We'll just pull that along there and we'll have a quick look at it. There we go, both trains in the same shot. So I'm going to pop the controls down and we'll just grab the notes. Here we go. So this quite a striking red variation of the model, possibly not entirely correct, is R842. So 78 to 81 from what I read. And then we've got these LMS style coaches. So we've got R22A corridor full third 70 to 77, and then the brake at the end we've got R423. Yeah, I'm reading my notes over my shoulder here. 423, again same time period, 1970 to 77. So that's the corridor brake on the end there. So white rimmed wheels. Struggling to speak here. Let's pop the notes away and see if we can just get that one to run around once more, and then we'll have a quick look at the models. So we'll go power on that one. And the valve gear on between the two models is different. Sadly, this one has a large plastic part that's been introduced into it. Let's run over the top here. And the coach roofs. For some reason, I thought that was going to run the other side of the station. Now I've completely forgotten we're running around the mallard there. So fairly effortless. Somebody's added some weight to these coaches. I think one of them is definitely painted up on the inside a bit more of a custom finish to it. Yeah, excellent. Right. I'll grab some control over that. And then we'll have a quick look over a tiny bit closer at the models. The wheels are quite nice and free moving. We do have the flange, quite a deep flange on these on the centre wheels there. Let's just have a look all the way underneath there, and there's that connection, or the drawbar. You can see the cable's been soldered onto there to make it a better connection, rather than relying on the sort of friction fit between the drawbar and the chassis there, which I think could be quite unreliable. But quite a pretty thing. Definitely would be quite a nice toy to have on your railway. Let's have a look at the buffer beam there, get my fingers out of the way. So we're R842. Got some detail there in the cab. Let's just bring that around there. And the handrails, I think I've got another model with handrails with these little plugs which hold the handrails in. They have sort of they spring out of the body a little bit like that. Oh, they are finer looking than those sort of metal ties that were used on perhaps some of the earlier models, but I think personally I prefer the metal ties. And if you have a look at the insert picture there, you can see the two models, the black one and this red one, side by side. You see the difference in the valve gear, the change that was made, but you've got that plastic part in there. I suspect that might not react too well to getting jammed or colliding with the edges of stations and so on. Let's pop that down. There we go, trying to be careful with it. So I've already unclipped the top off the tender on here. Let's just have a look, although I think I might have just clipped it back in by the sound of things. So we'll just whip that off, and then we can have a quick look over the motor, have a glance inside there, not too much oil splatter or anything in there. We'll come back to the tender top in a moment. We'll just have a look at this slightly later style of silver seal motor. So you look at the drop-in picture there, you can see the motor in the black variant. So we've got the two separate weights. We've got that cable running over there to the pin which goes into the drawbar. But in this instance it's working, that bit of it's working quite nicely. There we go, you can see that. You've got the cogs, and you get that sort of build-up of lubricant on the edge of those, the sort of metal retaining spring there. We've got the pair of traction tyres. We do have flanges, and again semi-floating wheels there, which can be problematic in the point work. So quite nice plastic buffer heads there. We'll pop that down. We'll just come back to the tender top here. We'll have a swift look over that. Great big coal load in there. So minimal detail on that edge. See these little pins there, they just plug into the chassis of the tender. But all quite nicely finished off. I suppose we could get the Duchess out. I think that would look quite nice running alongside this as well. Maybe we'll get that out in the next week or so. Let's pop that down. Actually, we'll see if I can encourage that to clip back onto there as it should be. There we go. You've got that lovely sort of black detail picked out on the underframe there. So the coaches. So I think these are very similar to the earlier maroon coaches which came along in the early 60s. This one's not in perfect condition. There's a little bit of a chip out of the corner here. We've got the white rims. So this is the corridor full third, I think it says on the... Yeah, so I'm reading my notes, yeah, full third. So R422A. I think the A was dropped later on, so it would have been just 422. So quite nice condition, apart from the little clip there. Feels like somebody has added a little bit of additional weight to this. So let's pop that down. Yeah, this one has got, the interior has been painted. So let's just have a look down. Can you see through the windows there? So we're R423A for this one. So both models share the same roof by the looks of it. Let's have a look down there. Yeah, it definitely darkens it up, doesn't it? The interior's been darkened down. I don't think that is a factory finish on those seats. I know some of the seat interiors are different colours, but I don't think they were normally that dark. This tender drive locomotive has the 6 traction tyres. You can see the drive gears in there. The permanent coupling. We've got these pickup wipers on here as well. So it's lovely and smooth running. Haven't noticed any lock up for the wheels. You've got plated front wheels on the bogie there. Let's have a quick look down the side. There was those metal handrails there. I'm not going to overhandle this model. You can see it's been handled an awful lot in the past. If I turn the model around and we'll have a look at the other side, you can see it's suffered a little bit, and it's probably leading to why the model is the tender top just keeps jumping away. It must have been on and off quite a lot during its life. You can see the wear through in the finish on the model as well. So we'll attempt not to overhandle it, but apart from that, it's a fairly lovely condition. Beautiful item to run. It's got better pickup than the red one. The red one has sort of the occasional hesitation. But this makes such a lovely sound compared to the red one as well. There should be little clips here and here. I think that one's intact. I've replaced that one with a little bit of black tack. That should hold the tender top on, but obviously over the years it's suffered. You see the drive gear through there, and this is the much earlier style of silver seal motor there. Really beautiful item. And you see the clips as well. They're more intact on that side, but just not enough to hold the whole thing in place. And you can see there where that's interacted with the clip, and it's just there's not enough left there to keep that in place, and that's just leading to it jumping off. It's gained some focus again there, but I have added that little bit of black tack, but it seems to keep evading the top and letting it slip. We saw these a few videos ago. So this is R423, the large hopper wagon. So this is one of the ones without the sellotape. I've got the moulded ladder in there. All fairly nice. So I think this is just, we have the whiskey wagons, they've got the top on there and the signboard on the side. So I think I said earlier that this could be found with two numbers depending on the age of the model. So I think this is a later model. These were made between 73 and 79. Early on they would have had the black plastic wheels all moulded as one with no tyres on. That would have made it R114. So quite a pretty looking thing, gorgeous shade of grey. We've got a little bit of yellowing going on there, but quite a lovely looking thing on the railway. Got both models running together now. Let's see if we can have some interesting shots of those running around the railway. Got a bit of extra black tack on the tender top of the black model there, just to encourage it to stay in a more realistic position. Let's see if we can get those coming under there. That's going to make quite a lovely shot, that. Storming away off in ahead. The LMS variant of the model. Out of the tunnel. So I think they make quite a nice pair of items for the collection, irrespective of how realistic these models might or might not be. So I think that's probably about it for this time. Thanks again for watching. If you look back again next time, we'll see if we can have something else interesting from the range to have a look at. Goodbye now.